Timboon, one of the prettiest towns in southwest Victoria. Dairy farming is big in this neck of the woods, and local farmers are an entrepreneurial bunch, turning their world-class dairy into some seriously delicious ice cream, cheese and fudge. But there's much more to Timboon than milk and cream. These fertile hills and sheltered valleys are perfect for all sorts of farming, from free-range ducks to super juicy berries. And lucky for us, this tight-knit community welcomes visitors with open arms. I'm Wendy Hargraves, and this is my happy place, talking to people who grow and make our food. Timboon is a 2.5-hour drive southwest of Melbourne via Geelong and Colac, west of the Otways and just north of the 12 Apostles and the Great Ocean Road. It's only 17 kilometres from the world-famous coastline to Timboon, and there are plenty of farm gate businesses to discover along the way, like the Schultz family's organic dairy farm. Simon Schultz is the third generation to live and work on this beautiful property, where organic milk and cream is turned into butter, cheese, yoghurt and deliciously creamy bottles of milk at a factory right here on the farm. Simon hopes his children will follow suit as the fourth generation on the farm.
Timboon is my life. I've been there my entire life. The Schultz family has been on this land for over 50 years. My grandfather took over the farm and found this beautiful plot of land in Timboon, in the golden triangle of dairy in the country, back in 1972. My grandfather then passed on to my father. And I'm hoping in my generation to add more of the biodiversity and add more to organic. So we're regenerative organic now, we're multi-species pastures. We're adding in hives and honey, we're adding in agroforestry into the land. So it's not just dairy, we're now in a whole ecosystem.
So what do you see it looking like in 50 years' time?
Well, hopefully no debt, and hopefully still Schultz is running the place, and hopefully being more immersed in the community. I think we've had 600 staff through here over 50 years.
Wow.
You know, and
they're all locals from Timboon.
And they're all locals, and a lot of first-time jobs, and yeah, to see people move to the area, enjoy it, get connected to the food community, and then contribute back.
And find their own roots in the community as well.
Yeah, it's exciting to see.
Simon employs 60 Timboon locals on the family farm, including one of Australia's best pastry chefs. Hilla Perry was a patissier at top Melbourne kitchens including Vue de Monde, Fat Duck and Dinner by Heston Blumenthal before she did a tree change and moved to southwest Victoria.
I got to work with Schultz cream back in Melbourne and made butter with it. And the first time I made butter, I said, that's my dream. That's what I want to do. I want to make butter for the rest of my life with Schultz cream. It was that wonderful. And with the fact that we do have family here, and then COVID came, and the opportunity just was there to move to the country. So contacted Simon and asked if he has a job for me.
Hilla bakes sweet and savoury treats every day at Schultz Organic Creamery and Cafe, celebrating the farm's dairy products along with seasonal produce from neighbouring growers, like strawberry farmer Heather Nichols.
Have you ever seen Miss Lindy?
Heather runs Berry World, a pick-your-own strawberry farm that attracts thousands of visitors every summer. Ripened slowly in the mild hinterland sunshine, these strawberries taste and smell like summer, completely different to the often flavourless supermarket varieties. Heather's jams and sauces are also bursting with natural sweetness. So how many strawberries come out of this amazing farm in a good season?
So each plant, and at the moment there's 45,000 plants, each of these plants will produce somewhere between 2 and 3 kilos.
Wow.
I'm not good at maths, so I'll let you do that.
Well, that's more than a jar of jam, isn't it?
In each of our jams, we put one whole 250, 270 gram punnet.
Berryweld is no ordinary strawberry farm. It's also home to one of country Victoria's best Thai restaurants. She learned one of her berry pickers was exhausted from working 3 jobs, milking cows at dawn, picking fruit through the day, and then working as a chef at night. So Heather created a new role in the farm kitchen, and Berry Good Thai was born. English is not Chef Dar's first language, but they make do.
Oh, you know, sometimes you just make friends, even without language.
Yep.
And then it just seemed, out of friendship, grew the restaurant.
And so what do you love about living here?
Oh, I love the people. I feel like it's a community. It's a village more than a country town. Everybody knows everyone and everybody's polite and nice. Yeah.
I grew up in southwest Victoria, and I remember driving through Timboon on our way to Port Campbell on family trips. It was always a sleepy little place. That was until Tim Marwood and Caroline Simmons changed the town forever with a perfect scoop of freshly churned ice cream. Back in 1999, Tim stepped away from milking cows on his family's local dairy farm to figure out a way to add value to the milk. The couple launched Timboon Fine Ice Cream using local cream and local ingredients, and they haven't looked back. You guys put Timboon on the map.
Well, literally, we made a map. Tim and a friend from Red Duck Brewery, who's a graphic designer, set up a food trail map, which is fantastic. There's so many other producers in our area, which I'm sure you're well aware of. And so we literally designed a map with Scott and put Timboon right in the middle of it.
Yeah. Look, that's part of the joy of actually working in ice cream, is collaborating with other local suppliers with great local produce, bringing something together that's quite magic.
Timboon Fine Ice Cream started in a truck, launching a fancy new vanilla bean flavour at the Geelong show 25 years ago.
The agricultural shows were going really booming then.
Yeah.
And we took our first van. We were so excited. We'd scrape the seeds out of the vanilla beans and to steep in the ice cream, and it was so delicious. And we got to the Geelong show, and it was a beautiful day, and there were thousands of people there. And we were right next to the chook shed, which was great. And every now and again there was a flurry of dust around, and people would come up and they'd look in the cabinet and they'd look at the vanilla ice cream and say, I think you've got dust in it. And we had to say, no, that's actually the seeds we so lovingly scraped into the ice cream, and they screwed up their nose because they had no idea where vanilla came from and said, I'll have chocolate, thanks.
These days, Tim and Caroline's Ice Creamery hosts more than 80,000 people a year at their purpose-built ice creamery on the banks of the Power Creek. They even have accommodation next to the ice creamery in 3 stylish tiny homes, with free ice cream tastings, of course. To think that nobody was making ice cream on the Great Ocean Road when they started churning 25 years ago.
Tim actually came up with the idea. We were sitting at Timboon Farmhouse Cheese, which is now Schultz Organic, and thinking, what if we made some ice cream? We were looking for something to value add with our milk from the dairy farm, and we could have, of course, chosen a lot of things, but we thought ice cream would be a great product to make because people are excited about ice cream. We call it the inner child effect. There's a little person on the inside clapping their hands when you say ice cream.
You're selling a little bit of joy over the counter, and everybody that comes into the shop is positive and happy that they're going to indulge in themselves. So it's a great business to be in. We still love it after 25 years.
As the ice cream business grew, Tim had another brainwave, opening the Timboon Railway Shed Distillery in 2007. It was a huge success, particularly the barrel-aged whiskey. But the couple wanted to focus on ice cream, so they sold the distillery to a local resident, Josh Walker, who continues to win acclaim for his growing range of whiskey, gin, brandy and rum. Josh also distills a cracking strawberry liqueur using Heather's Berry World fruit. But the biggest crowd pleaser is a sweet coffee cream. Bottles of this stuff fly off the shelf, and the drink has become a key ingredient for another wonderful food business. This farmhouse is Sweet Tooth Heaven, a business devoted to the art of perfectly creamy caramel fudge. Linda and Peter Page make dozens of fudge flavours, including the very popular coffee cream using Timboon Distillery's finest. The couple launched Dairylicious Farm Fudge 10 years ago, making the creamy treat the old-fashioned way, a more time-consuming method that Linda learned as a kid growing up in a nearby dairy farm. Linda has a strong connection with local farmers and understands the loneliness of dairying, so she decided to do something about it.
So every Sunday I encourage farmers to come down and their families and just have a coffee and a cake. And we have a great following. So Cake Day's famous.
That's fantastic. And they pop upstairs here, do they?
Yeah,
and have for a chat?
Upstairs we have the business function room and there's jigsaws on the table. So anyone can go upstairs and have a go at the jigsaws and just chill out. So
Yeah.
So
it's like, healing the world with fudge, hey?
Yes.
And cake.
Yep. It's just those little things that make a difference. And we've lost too many.
Timboon is all about sweet treats, and it all stems from Tim Marwood's love of his hometown. Tim and Caroline were central in creating the 12 Apostles Gourmet Trail, a 75-kilometre driving tour for tasting cheese, milk, berries, whiskey, wine and chocolate. Tim and Caroline are also key members of the Otway Harvest Trail, featuring more than 70 places to eat, drink, play and stay along the Otway's hinterland. With Tim's encouragement, a new farm gate shop is opening this summer in the most surprising of places, a free-range duck farm just south of Timboon. Jody and Greg Clark have run Great Ocean Ducks for 21 years, selling premium free-range Aylesbury and Pekin ducks to top restaurants right across Victoria. It's a particularly busy night for the couple, with hundreds of ducklings about to hatch. But Jody took time out to show me her new project, Clark's Farm Shop. Jody, you've been a very busy lady.
I have been lately, yes.
So you've got a lot of ducks about to hatch. How many?
600.
Like
Hopefully.
any minute happening,
Yeah,
like any
we can
minute?
go up and have a look at them. They're all popping out at the moment.
So you've got all of those babies and you've got this baby.
I have got this baby. This is my special baby. This has been in the plans for a long time, but never had time to do it. I have at the moment. So I've been madly running around trying to source different local produce to sell, but mainly it'll be our duck charcuterie that we sell in here.
Duck charcuterie. List it off. How are you treating the duck?
Well, we have a local chef that's doing an amazing duck rillette, a pate. He's doing some duck fat, rendered duck fat, stock.
Everything's better with duck fat.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a local butcher that's doing salami and a smoked duck breast. We have fresh duck, frozen duck, duck soap, just anything ducky that we could possibly think of will be in the shop. Tim's been onto us for a long time to get something going on the food trail. And a meat, there's no meat along the trail, it's all dairy, so it matches in really well and it is a nice alternative to cheese, although we will have cheese here.
Cheese and wine and spirits, and
duck,
you can sell everything that's made on the trail, right?
Yeah.
Although they're
But, both of my kids have worked for Tim and Caroline, and so everyone's nicely connected. And
That's something that Simon Schultz was talking about, how so many people have worked with him and his family too.
Yep.
Maybe you'll get to the point here on your duck farm where you'll be able to say the same thing and
I'd love
bring a
to.
whole new generation through.
would love to. We're actually sort of in between Port Campbell and Timboon, so we're a perfect spot on the local artisan trail. It's a thoroughfare straight through to Timboon from Port Campbell, so you have to stop in on your way past.
Let's go and have a little look, because
Okay.
I can't, my brain actually can't imagine 600 duck eggs hatching at once.
Okay, well, you'll very quickly, you'll probably have to take your jumper off. It's pretty hot in there. It's like just a big brooder.
I tell you, after this weather, all the 7 seasons in a day in this part of the world, I'll be pretty happy for a nice warm spot.
Okay, we can do that now.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So this is where it all happens. A warm little room where 600 ducklings are cracking to life.
Yeah, they call it picking, and they go all around the edge of the shell, and then last energy just flicks it out. But that's why you can't help them out, because that last moment of pushing the lid of the egg off is what they need to get their lungs in action and get everything going.
It was a long night for the Clarks watching over their new charges, and a wonderful way to end a busy day of meeting the makers and growers of Timboon. Stay tuned for the next episode of Your Neck of the Woods, celebrating country towns and their people.